so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another special edition of Live Wire Sports Media on your Monday midday slowdown edition. So, when it comes to Caitlyn Clark and all the things surrounding her in the WNBA, and I'm not talking for the good, I'm talking for the bad. It needs to be noted, it needs to be documented, it needs to be put on notice. I think once and for all, now that we finally got some people that really taking notice and want to take this situation with Caitlyn Clark and how she's been treated with the WNBA, hell, some people could say her own team, her own coach, but the abuse that Caitlyn Clark has taken this year has stepped up even more than it was last year when she came into the league. This year, we have seen a plethora of ways Caitlyn Clark was being injured. If she wasn't getting punched in the back, she's getting clawed in the face, she's getting kneed in the groin, she's getting pushed on, tugged on, jerked on. And there is no player in the league gets this kind of treatment. And you can say what you will. You can say she's a generational player. You can say, oh, well, you know, we have to play her 94 feet. Nah, you don't have to play her that way. You're deliberately playing her that way because you're trying to hurt this child. You're trying to hurt her. I came across something today, and y'all know me. If any one of my subscribers know me, I'm going to put out the truth. You know, pictures, everything. You know, I've been on record, talked about the Ryan Howard situation. You know, I've been on record talk about the Tina Charles situation with Marina Mabry and everything like that. But today, the Wall Street Journal put out an article. Now, it's by Sean McLean. I think it's his own words, his own opinion, but it's worth to take note from. But let me recap something for y'all, because the fact of the matter is, maybe I don't know what I'm going with this, but hey, I'm going to show it to you anyway. Exhibit 1. The Wall Street Journal's opinion. Instead of protecting its transformation star, the WNBA leadership ignores the relentless targeting of Caitlyn Clark. The approach could turn into a legal liability for the league, writes Sean McLean. Now, if you're looking at that picture closely, what do you see? What do you see? Caitlyn Clark diving for the ball, and look what Tiffany Hayes is doing. She's on her back with her fist punched. Her fist clutched. Her face is grimacing like she's trying to hurt Caitlyn Clark. Her fist is punched directly in her back. And Caitlyn Clark is right there on the ground, like, hey, calling for the ref. This is deliberate targeting, guys. That's targeting. That's deliberate targeting a person. There's no way you playing basketball and you having your fist deliberately trying to punch somebody in their back. You can't make this up. We already seen it last year with the Kennedy Carter situation. We seen it. We seen it with the Dejanay Carrington eye poke last year. Then you fast forward this year, she don't get poked in the eye not once but twice by J.C. Sheldon. But in the same game, she ended up getting punched in the back by Tina Charles and knocked down by Marina Mabry. Okay, so you say, hey, Lawyer, well, some of us has seen that. Okay, there you go. Tina Charles punching her in her back, got a hand behind her head. Marina Baby come up there, pushed her in the side. It looks like if anybody knows football, that's almost like a wide receiver getting sandwiched in the middle, getting hit in the middle like that. The way she buckled. You remember, she was out the next game. She was out the next game because of that. Because of that, you know, and her side was her. We thought her ribs got broken. So Let me take a step further for y'all. Tina Charles got her hand in her back, pulling her hair, pulling her hair, guys, pulling her hair. And you gonna tell me that she's not being targeted, she's not being brutalized, she's not being deliberately trying to be hurt for certain players in the league? And then the thing about it is, these coaches of these teams, they know this. They sent out hit squads on Caitlyn Clark. See, this Indiana Fever on a 5-game winning streak, but you don't see none of this stuff going on because nobody's targeting none of the players. But as soon as Caitlyn Clark steps back on the court, guess what? The level of intensity rises. They try to hurt her. Now, there's only two teams that I could count that have not even physically tried to hurt her like that: the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx. But now that the Minnesota Lynx got DJ Carrington, that might change. So this article wants to go and say Caitlyn Clark has done for Women's National Basketball Association what Michael Jordan once did for the NBA, made it more valuable, watchable, and marketable. Instead of protecting its star, the league leadership ignores the relentless targeting of Miss Clark, treating its greatest asset as if she was a PR headache. The approach could turn into a legal liability for the WNBA. Since she joined the league last year, Clark Impact has submitted merchandise sales for 601%. Indiana viewership jumped up 170%, and the T value tripled. League Pass subscriptions climbed for 366% of the app. Engagement rose 613%, and her endorsements has toppled $11 million. She is the economic engine driving the league forward. Now, also, you can't take into account what she has done for the city of Indiana as well, bringing money into the city as well. Look what the city of Indiana has done for All-Star Weekend. They would have never got they would never got All-Star Weekend if Caitlyn Clark was not part of that franchise. So we sit here and say, why is Caitlyn Clark being targeted like this? Because she's so great at basketball. She come into the league and there is a lot of jealousy, hatred, and bigotry going on. To me, she's being racial discriminated. Now you can say what you want, you can have your own opinion, that's fine. But you looking at a standpoint. Michael Jordan never got this level of treatment, even though he was able to handle his. There is no star in the WNBA right now. Now, some say Candace Parker was like that. They did her like that when she came in the league, but never to this extent where you seen Caitlyn Clark is being grabbed, punched on, kneed on every time, or playing physical defense up on her, and nothing is being called. Because guess what? If this article is shedding light that some legal action could be taking place, you best believe there's fuel in the fire. Stuff like this don't come to light unless people already behind the scenes is already talking about this. We could go back to the Daniel Snyder days in Washington where we heard things in a rumbling that he's being investigated and the league was looking to have him removed. Stuff like this can seep in. If Congress or somebody looks into it, you know what I'm saying? Like a Jim Jordan, all of them up there in Capitol Hill, they start looking into this and they start subpoenaing people and bringing them up there, I guarantee the league will change its stance. I guarantee you this will be such a media attention driving force. And this will be on the news daily, all across the platforms. You think myself and other content creators would not be covering this because this here is the biggest story in sports. Why is Caitlyn Clark being targeted? Why is she being brutalized by the NBA? Why Kathy Engelbert is not stepping up to the plate as a commissioner? See, people always say politics and sports need to keep it separate. But then when sports breaks rules that needs Congress to step in, that's a whole different ball game. Now I'm gonna read another part of this article. Yet she's routinely faced intentional hits, sexual fouling, and uncalled abuse while referees look away. Teammate Sophie Cunningham said what fans already know. And Sophie Cunningham said this last week in her new podcast. You know what I'm saying? She said it. And she said that there was a hit piece out on Caitlyn Clark last year that teams was delivering, looking to hit her. The star player of the league is not being protected. Miss Clark herself noted, everybody is physical with me. They get away with things others don't. 3 injuries have sidelined her for 10 games and the All-Star game, with ratings pummeling 55% without her. Is it because Miss Clark is white? Asia Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces, 3-time league MVP, thinks so. She said that the race is a huge thing and that it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is. Under civil rights law, race motivates pattern, triggering scrutiny, even without explicit discriminatory intent. Systematic missed calls, including viral replays of Miss Clark being fouled multiple times in a single possession, even single one of them is fouled. Analyst Rebecca Lobo said Miss Clark absorbed 17% of fatal fouls last year, double her peers rate. This isn't merely bad officiating, it's dangerous and unequal. She endures blindside checks and mid-air collisions, plays that trigger review in other leagues. She is a flagrant foul away from a career-altering situation. And that's true. They not gonna rest until they injure Caitlyn Clark completely. Her career could be over. And guess what? If you think a lawsuit won't take place then, you have no idea what you're dealing with. Because the fact of the matter is, if Caitlyn Clark is out there and she's getting beat up on the way she's getting beat up on now, and she gets injured, you best believe there's going to be a shitstorm of lawsuits coming down. Kathy Engelberg is going to have to answer why she's not being protected. There is no way in God's green earth that you can have this girl out here on the court and she's getting annihilated the way she is. No wonder she's out for a long period of time. Me personally, I say she should have sat out for the whole season. I don't even care what the success of the Indiana Fever are doing right now. Caitlyn Clark, to me, needs to sit out. But when you don't have your own commissioner and you're the player, WNBA PA doesn't back you, that's a whole problem, because all they're looking for out for themselves is money. That's it. You see stars like Angel Reese is out right now, back injury. You see now Nafisha Collar is out for 2 weeks for her ankle injury. Then you got Clark that been out for weeks on and off because her growing injury. My thing is this is, guys, we need to push this as far as it can. We need to write somebody. We need to have people investigating it more. We need to put fire to the WNBA and Kathy Engelberg. We need to write to Congress. We need to have, I don't even care if we write pieces, blog posts, push these titles out, make people see this. Because just you and me, I will be writing a blog about this from our video to put into context so it can be pushed out there even more, because this stuff here needs to stop. It needs to be more eyes on this. People need to step up. People need to stop being in their feelings. They need to start having Caitlyn Clark protected, because there ain't no way in the world that this could continue to go on and this girl could have a successful career. It can't. It can't be. So let me know what the piece you thought. I will leave the whole article in the description so you can go back and read it. But also I will pin my article as well to recount what I'm talking about in the description as well. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. It's real out here, folks. Live Wire Sports Media, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.